Okay.
That week, I knew that God was real and that He loved me, and I'd never be alone.
Coming out of the water was different.
This is my story.
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 This is my story. I'm Lauren Allen. This has been my home church since birth. I'm a sponsor for junior high and high school. So I get to hang out with them and relive those fun years. And I help Sunday mornings with We Worship. Well, my grandma goes here, Marty. Both my parents, Doug and Tammy. My sister, her husband, and their kids, Amber, Justin, Clark, Xander, Peyton. My two brothers, Colton and Steven, and then my son, Jackson. I work for the public schools. I'm a one-on-one assistant, so I work with one little girl all day long. I love her, she's great, but she's in 5th grade, so I've been with her since 3rd grade. Hopefully by the end of next year she won't need me at all, but by then I'm hoping to have my bachelor's, so I will have my own classroom by then, so it'll be a healthy break. I'm in elementary education, but I really want to go into special education and do CrossCat, which is kind of the middleman between like your life skills and essential skills or your true special education and your general classroom.
Why do you feel so strongly towards that?
I'm not really sure. I started with the district in life skills, and within that first day, I was in love with them, and they bring so much more to the table than what people give them credit for. I love baseball, so Cardinals are my favorite. I'm also a big basketball person. I like to watch Illinois basketball. So, and I will sit and laugh at horror movies. Ooh. I'm a sucker for classic peanut butter and jelly. But it's gotta be like, so you got 2 loaves of bread, peanut butter, and then the jelly. So double the peanut butter. And crunchy is always the way to go. I don't know. What's annoying about me? I don't know. I really don't know. Am I annoying? And like this is a concern for me now.
I
love this. I apologize for everything. Like it's bad.
Not to me.
Well, no, because you're you, but. Like, if I fall asleep and someone texts me, I'll text them in the morning, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. Like, why am I apologizing for that? But I get told all the time, do you not need to apologize? Well, I do, but it's okay. I own way too much clothes, so I should probably throw out a lot of clothes. But other than that, when I moved and downsized, I threw a lot away, so I don't really have too much. My mom would say different, though. I think probably a shark. I think just because you don't really see them until they bite you and then you're done. I like looking at them through glass, but I'm not like deep in the ocean. Vanilla.
Why?
It gives me like a warm feeling. Like it brings back like baking cookies. Grandma and I used to bake a lot of cookies together when we were younger. And it just, that smell. Poopy diapers.
Why?
Jackson's were horrible. Facebook or Snapchat. Yeah, those two. I have a lot of friends that only use Snapchat for communication though, so it's more of it's not an attention, look what I'm doing, but it's more communication based.
I find only communicating through Snapchat annoying.
Yeah, so my brother, I'm going to call him out. I'll text him. I'm not going to say which one. I will text him. He won't respond, so I'll message him on Snapchat, and he'll respond. I'm both, actually. I have one of each. And I was real hesitant on the cat, but she's won me over, so I'm both right now.
Why?
Because Bear's a grumpy old man, so he doesn't do a lot. Whereas Sadie's still young, so she likes to cuddle, and If I'm on the couch, she'll come curl up next to me, whereas Bear's over in his own world. I am on a docu-series about murders. I don't know the name of it because I just click. It's on like you're up next, so I just click on that, but it's really interesting.
Why?
I like the criminal mindset. Like, I'm not a criminal, obviously. I'm not going to go murder someone, but I like...
You're information gathering, aren't you?
Yes. No, I like wondering why. Why did they do that? Why do they find the desire, the passion for that? Why? What triggers their brains to do that? It would most definitely be horror comedy. Okay. And who would play me? I don't know who would play me. I can't think of anyone. No one could live up to my expectations. I would go to Germany, in that area. I'm a big World War II person, so I would love to visit all of the historical sites that are over in Germany.
Why does that fascinate you?
I'm not really sure. I have yet to figure out why World War II sparked my interest, but if I find, like, if we're going somewhere and there's a World War II museum, I'm usually looking it up to see if it's a possibility to go to. My Keepaw.
Why?
I miss him. He was definitely one of my closer best friends growing up, so.
Why?
We have the same sense of humor, and him and I got into a lot of trouble. I specifically remember when I would be sent homesick from school, normally it would be him picking me up, and we would always make a Taco Bell run, when I probably should not have been eating Taco Bell. And I don't know if Mom and Dad know that, so. But it would definitely be him. I don't know the name of it, but it's like I Hope You Dance. You know what I'm talking about?
It's a Garth Brooks song.
Yes. No, it's not.
No, it's a woman.
Why can't I think of it?
I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack.
Yes. I just find it, every time I listen to it, like, it just puts me in a better mood and it gives me strength to continue on. Busy. Fulfilling. Loving. Adventurous. And motherly. Most people don't know that I am a type 1 diabetic, so when they find that surprising, because I don't think a lot of people realize that type 1 is autoimmune, so it's not diet-based like type 2. There was nothing I could do to prevent it, so I think it comes as a surprise to people.
So with it being autoimmune, as I understand autoimmune, you can correct me, does that mean you are more susceptible to being sick? And
Yep. So your average flu is like the death for me, so.
So how do you navigate that? Because you have a little germ magnet, so how do you navigate that?
I really just have to decide, figure out, is this something I can work through, or am I genuinely sick and need to, take the day off or sit back and relax. And it does get difficult sometimes, but sometimes it's just got to push through it because it's just magnified. No high or low blood sugars, a full 8 hours of sleep, if not more, a non-cranky toddler, and no homework for the day. So one of my favorite memories actually involves you.
Oh no.
We were at CIY, and I was so excited because I bought this brand new package of Oreos. It was the golden kind with the birthday cake icing in the middle, and I was so excited. And I went to go take a big bite out of one, and someone scraped the inside out and put cheese in a can. And I have not touched golden birthday cake Oreos since then, but every time I see them, it makes me giggle. And then I remember, this is why I don't like Jen.
You mean love?
Yes, love.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. But I think one of my most treasured memories is my whole family went out to a Cardinals game. and it was just a great experience because we were all there. We all had fun, and I wish we could do it again, but unfortunately we don't have a lot of those people with us anymore. But I just love that we were all together doing something we all love. February 24th of 2018. That's when Keepall passed away.
How did you get through that?
Support from family for sure. And it also put me at ease with how much of a Christian man he was. I had no doubt where he went. So that definitely put me at ease.
Because it happened fast.
It did.
How has your family grown? Not grown?
I think it's definitely brought us closer, just because it kind of all hit us that things happen so fast and unexpectedly. So I think that going through that together, it brought us closer in the fact that we're always doing something together now. So I think that really helped. Well, I shouldn't say forced to come as a child, but obviously my parents brought me every Sunday, so definitely them, and I think just being around a family who love and believe in God. So after high school, I kind of fell off the whole church thing. Like, I was here, but I wasn't here. So I think it really took going through multiple different stages of hardships for me to hit rock bottom. And then once I hit there, I knew that I needed to get back. So I reached out, obviously, to you, to my mentor, some friends that I had, and really pushed me into coming back to church. Once I felt comfortable enough being back in church, that's when I really wanted to get back into doing more things for the church.
So where are you and God at now?
I feel like we're homies. I definitely feel like my relationship could be stronger, but I feel like I'm a lot better than I was a few years ago, and I was just a body here. I wasn't actually participating. So the mentor that I picked has watched me since birth, so I feel really comfortable with her. And I knew that she would tell me things that I necessarily didn't want to hear, but needed to hear. So I really felt comfortable going to her. At first, I was really hesitant, just because I didn't want to have her see that side of me, because I felt like she would look at me differently. But I love it now. I love being able to go to someone, no offense, but someone outside of my youth bubble, outside of my family bubble, and get that advice and love and support. We're almost done with book 2 of our series, which is a 4-book series, I believe, and I'm eager for the 3rd book. So it's no longer something that I feel like I'm obligated or forced to do, but it's something that I look forward to. It's definitely helped me with my daily walk. And I just feel closer to her. I feel closer to myself, really. And it's really helped my relationship with God, too. I don't like surprises. I don't like not knowing. I'm a planner, like, by the minute. So I know what I want for my future, and I know what I'm working for, but I want to know what comes next. What's in line for me?
What do you want for the future?
I just want to be happy, truthfully. But, I mean, I'm working towards my education degree, so I want to be a teacher. I want to be the best for Jackson. I want him to be well taken care of. So it started with Keepall's passing, and then I got married, and 4 months later was divorced. Well, filing for a divorce, and within a year I was divorced. After that, I was up and down with friendships, relationships, wasn't really in the healthiest spot. Found what I thought was a solid relationship. Ended up having Jackson out of wedlock, and then about 2 months after Jackson was born, Dad had his massive heart attack. And then things just kind of plateaued. They just kind of didn't move, didn't go up, didn't go down. And then I became single, which was a major life change. And at that point, I just kind of felt like everything crumbling. I was in school full time, working full time, had responsibility for bills on my own now, had a kid on my own now. And so everything that was like on my shoulders just kind of hit the ground, and I didn't think life could get any better than where it was at. Honestly, I think it was when I hit that rock bottom moment. In that specific moment, I didn't, like, everything was dark. And at one time, I specifically remember my whole body just kind of got warm, like when someone gives you a hug. And I just heard a voice that, get up, you've got this isn't your end. So at that moment, I could see where my life was heading, and I think that was God telling me, come back. And so since then, it's been uphill. So I constantly had this feel of guilt. I was working full time, then focusing on school. So I felt guilty for not having that time at Jackson. I also felt almost like failure, just wanting to give up, not wanting to continue on. I contemplated school, is it really worth it right now? Is it really worth wasting my time? At the time it was a waste. But I think having those people remind me that I'm going to school for Jackson. I'm not wasting my time. I'm doing it to give him a better life. And I think just people reminding me to pray about it, don't just push it off on the back burner. Pray about it. If it's an issue, it needs to be dealt with. Don't push it away. I think just having them pick me up was my turning point. I love definitely just coming in on Sundays and everyone's welcoming Jackson before they welcome me, which is perfectly fine. But I love that they are establishing that relationship with him too. They're welcoming to both of us no matter what. I do come alone. I do come with him as a single mom, and I'm not looked at that way. I'm being asked constantly, is there anything we can do for you? Is there anything you need? So I love knowing that I just have the support and the help if needed. I just want to be an example to them. I want to be that person who reminds them, hey, you're going to go through this. There's no doubt about it. But as long as you keep your faith, you're going to have your struggles, but you're going to have to keep walking in that faith, and you will come out stronger than you were before. And I just want to be that example of someone who's been in those pits, but has survived and came out of it. I'm reminded that I can't do things that I used to do in high school.
Like what?
Like running nonstop for an hour straight, or being hit in the face. Back then it gave me more energy, like pumped me up, and now it's, ouch, you hit me, I'm gonna take a step back. But I also enjoy it because it is bringing back those memories of when I was in youth group, and I love just being that adult kid. I am an adult, I need to be responsible, but yet it's also my time to not be an adult, if that makes sense. I actually love when we're in lesson and we're asking questions and you can just see the gears in the kid's head, like, starting to turn. Sometimes I can see the smoke coming out and they're like, oh, I get it now. Like, I'm understanding this. So I think that's really cool.
If you could go back to Lauren in youth group, what would you tell her that she would actually listen to?
Nothing, because I didn't listen back then. I would probably tell myself, if it doesn't feel right, it's not right.
What about when it did and it still was wrong?
That's hard.
Because I know there were some.
Oh yeah, there was quite a bit that felt right. I'd probably just say, don't do it. That would just show up randomly, don't do it, and then just disappear. I think I'd be so confused, but just don't do it. I would just want to have that like positive relationship with them, just someone that they know that they can come to for anything, whether it be religious based, life based, whatever's going on in their life. I just want to be that person that they may end up hating because they don't want to hear what I have to tell them, but in the long run, they're going to be like, oh yeah. I think really just having that open door. I love being a part of this church because I feel supported. So I think just making sure anyone who's walking through that door, whether it's their first time or their 1,000th time, they know that they have a family here of support and love, and anything they need, it's, we've got for them. So we're a big family here. We all bring different things to the table, so no matter what someone's going through, I feel like someone here has that experience. You're never alone. You don't walk alone. I'm living proof that life will be torture in more ways than one, but as long as you've got God with you, you're good.